Alberta's overflowing hospitals and shocking patient frustration.
The reality of the Canadian system is we allow people to die on the waiting list.
Doctors say an already strained system is now buckling.
They're really struggling to provide safe and timely care to all the patients showing up.
Plus, a new piece of pipe is in. Backfilling is underway and water testing is next.
Over the next 48 hours for an extremely critical time.
Meanwhile, former councillors say the review into the 2024 break highlights what they wrestled with for years.
Council was under tremendous pressure to continue to grow out.
And say cheese.
We're really interested in finding out how wildlife is moving through Fish Creek Provincial Park.
Critter cameras uncover the secret lives of the park's most elusive residents.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Alberta doctors say emergency departments across our province are in crisis mode. Less than 3 weeks after an Edmonton man died waiting for hospital care. Long waits and crowded rooms still punctuate health centres. As Tim Brooke explains, doctors say our emergency care needs emergency help.
John Henn waited 3 full days inside the Peter Lougheed Centre emergency section.
I was counting ceiling tiles. I brought a sociology textbook. I finished it in the first 24 hours, and then after that was just listen to music, I guess.
A boring stay for needed help, but Henn says he's lucky. He actually had a chair to sit and wait in.
It just seemed like they didn't have places to put people, and then all of the upstairs units were full, and that just caused massive backloads downstairs.
Across the streets, Avo Wahlberg is still waiting for his 90-year-old mother who broke her hip.
She's been in the hospital now for 3 days, but it's an emergency in the sense that the physicians feel it should be done within 24 hours.
Doctors tell us it's past time for the province to step in.
Our entire province's healthcare system is in crisis. We need to declare a state of emergency.
Doing so would allow for temporary measures that may improve the system. It could mean emergency funding or load leveling, which would move patients out of busy centres and into facilities that can handle them.
Often, frequently, we have people in 10 out of 10 abdominal pain with no pain medications, no comfort, nowhere to sit comfortably for 12 hours in our emergency department because we can't get them in.
In the last 24 hours, we've seen the queue at Rocky View exceed 5 hours and the one at the South Health Campus reach 8 hours and 20 minutes. At one point, the wait at Peter Lougheed was 10.5 hours. Even those staffing Calgary's fastest emergency department say they're underwater.
So right now, today, we're 130% over capacity. We've started doubling up rooms on most of the different floors of the units to handle the increased patient load.
Alberta's minister in charge of hospitals and surgical health services denied a CTV News interview request. A statement says the province will continue to monitor system pressures closely and work with health system partners to respond to challenges as they arise. It adds recent investments in acute and continuing spaces should alleviate some concerns soon, but the government will not commit to declaring that state of emergency. It's not what many doctors want to hear.
I would just respond, how many more patients have to die in our waiting room before they'll step up and show some leadership?
Tim is outside Foothills Hospital tonight. So, Tim, what are the professionals blaming these issues on?
Well, it depends who you ask, Tara. If you ask the province, they'll say a large portion of these problems can be chalked up to an especially bad flu season. And, well, as we all know, that's at least partially true. Influenza has been tough on hospitals this year. We've seen admissions total around 2,200 for the flu this year, which is, or 2,200 more rather this year for the flu than there was last year at this time. So, of course, that is a major problem. But if you ask doctors, there's also other major problems. They point to rapid population growth and what they call chronic underfunding of the system. And they also say clogs in the continuing care system are not helping, Tara, because, well, they're just taking up valuable hospital space.
Okay, Tim, thank you. Emergency repairs are underway on a critical section of the Bearspaw South feeder main. City officials say crews have replaced the damaged section, but it will still take days of testing and pressure stabilization before water can flow safely again. Mark Villani has the latest.
Construction crews are digging in as the city digs its way out of a water crisis.
There are still several important steps before the pipe can go back into service.
Workers have now successfully removed this damaged section of the Bears Paw South feeder main and welded in a new pipe segment. Backfilling of soil is also underway and road repairs will follow. Once that's done, a 7-kilometer section will need to be refilled with 22 million liters of water over a 48-hour period.
During the filling stage, the pipe will experience an increase in pressure, which increases the risk of stress and potential further breaks.
But if the pipe is refilled with no issues, water testing then begins. If that's successful, the system can stabilize.
The end of this immediate repair is in sight. We are turning a corner. But I want to be very clear. We are not in the clear yet.
Not in the clear, considering the city's water system remains under strain, with water consumption entering an unsustainable zone for first responder emergencies. Right now, the Glenmore Water Treatment Plant is delivering 3 times the water it normally would.
It's like draining your phone battery too far. The storage tanks cannot recharge overnight, leaving less reserve for the next day.
All the while, finger pointing over who's responsible for this all continues.
This crisis has many parents.
An independent report cited 2 decades of deferred maintenance and weak risk management for Calgary's water system. It said previous councils just kept kicking work down the line. CTV reached out to former mayors Dave Braun-Connier and Jody Gondek, who each declined comment. Nahid Nenshi said he was unavailable, but some longtime former city councillors are still weighing in.
With the tremendous pressure to continue to grow outward, there was always pressure at budget time to cut costs.
Whether we build a different city or not is a big question, and you have people who don't want to build a different city.
But this mayor hopes to change that.
As your mayor, I am taking personal responsibility.
And Mark is live on 16th Ave tonight. Mark, the city says some additional protections near the site of that water main break are also going in place nearby.
Yeah, that's right, Tara. Protections are going in place along the sections of the Bow River pathway just nearby here. The sections of flood barriers there are going to be removed, and they're going to install some new ones in the Parkdale area just to help the communities if another type of failure were to occur with this water main break. Now, the city says the pipe will be monitored around the clock. They're continuing to work behind me, as you can see, to fill in the rest of the soil here. But with so many moving parts, we asked the city just when we could see 16th Avenue reopen completely. That still unknown. Tara.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Officials are stressing the urgency of water conservation still, but it doesn't appear everyone is doing their part. As Calgary's water use remains dangerously high, some say it's tough to cut down, while others say it's crucial that everyone works together to get through this crisis. Here's Stephanie Thomas.
Hannah Wilson's baby Henry sometimes gets bottles of breast milk, which means there's lots and lots of dishwashing for the new mom.
You can't really be letting these things sit. You really have to make sure they're soapy and watery and all clean because he could get infected.
Even as people are trying to cut back on water use, some Calgarians say they are feeling tapped out by the ongoing feeder main failure.
I feel like we've known about the water shortage or crisis here for a long time, so after it gets repetitive, it kind of gets to be a bit more tedious.
Still, other residents say they are being extra conservative with their water use out of community spirit.
I believe that we all have like a role in the city and like we all have an important job to do, like just as citizens of Calgary.
There's a growing list of water restrictions to bring the water supply back to a sustainable level. In addition to limiting flushes, keeping showers under 3 minutes, and running only full loads to clean dishes and laundry, now city facilities are closing steam rooms and posting signs to keep showers short. Commercial indoor car wash businesses are not under restrictions. The city says they recycle 85% of their water.
Well, I don't like rusty cars and I don't like dirt on them, so I was surprised that this place is still working. So
communications experts say the city could do more to express urgency and increase compliance.
We only recently started seeing that the reason why it is not sustainable is because it will affect fire, as an example, fire response in the city. I think that's a really clear line to draw.
Fire officials say the situation is a matter of life and death.
Absolutely. If water's compromised, that's going to affect our tactic going into an incident like that and possibly making decisions that we don't want to make.
Although water supply through pipes is center focus, experts say demand also needs an overhaul.
but it's tough to do that suddenly, which is why I think we have to have a long-term strategy towards that.
Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
Vasu says community development needs to be able to reuse grey water more often, especially because aging infrastructure is likely to keep failing. We have dramatic video to show you of a robbery at a Calgary jewelry store caught on tape. You can hear the glass breaking and see what appears to be several men taking off in a pickup truck parked right out front. It happened at Shamoon Jewelers on Dalhousie Drive. There was a lot of damage inside. Display cases were smashed and glass was strewn across the floor. Police tell us no one was hurt and an investigation is ongoing. We have an update on the theft of ashes from a home in Chestermere we first told you about yesterday. Police confirm they are looking for 2 men in connection with the theft. The men were seen on surveillance video. One was wearing a blue and black coat, the other wearing blue overalls and a hard hat. Mounties say they believe the urn may have been discarded shortly after the break-in on Tuesday morning. It was in a velvet bag. They are now appealing for anyone who comes across the urn or who may recognize the suspects to come forward to help. Calgary police say they've reduced social disorder at the Chinook LRT station. They're crediting an 18-hour, 2-day blitz in December. It involved police along with Calgary Transit, community clinicians and social workers. Officials say 11 charges were laid and 1 weapon seized. 5 encampments were identified and cleaned up, and 70 people were referred to social agencies. Victims sexually assaulted by 2 former Calgary teachers have just weeks to join a class action lawsuit. A lawsuit filed in 2021 alleges Michael Gregory and Fred Archer abused dozens of students from 1988 to 2004. They both taught at John Ware School in Calgary. A $15 million settlement was approved in November. The Calgary Board of Education apologized to the victims as part of the settlement. More than 40 people have already joined the class action. The final deadline for other victims to submit a claim is January 26th. Gregory died by suicide just days after being criminally charged. Archer was previously convicted of abusing boys at the school and was charged with additional counts of sex assault last year.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Fish Creek Provincial Park is used by more than 3 million people every year, but it's also home to a variety of animals. Somehow they manage to find quiet, remote places to spend their day, but after dark, cameras reveal all that wildlife has a nightlife. Kevin Fleming has more on the research.
There are 19 wildlife cameras in Fish Creek Provincial Park that are triggered by movement. They're set up in remote areas off the beaten trail and capture all sorts of animals in the park, day or night.
What we're finding is that the Fish Creek Provincial Park area is a wildlife corridor. So for wildlife coming from Tsuut'ina Nation, from the Rocky Mountains, they're actually using Fish Creek as a way to get through the city of Calgary.
The park measures 13.5 square kilometers, and the cameras are part of the Calgary Connect program, run by the Mistaki Institute since 2017.
We don't want pictures of people. That is absolutely not what we're going for. And in fact, the program that Mistaki will use to analyze the photos removes people's images automatically.
Ross Anderson says volunteers with the society maintain the cameras every few months, changing batteries and switching SD cards.
We've had to move at least 1 or 2 cameras just because ants have made an anthill right by the camera. So yeah, when our volunteers check them, they need to be somewhat accessible.
Anderson has also been trying to capture images of some of the 80 beavers that live in the park. But when he sets a camera up, they're hard to see because they're working in the bushes.
It's kind of tricky. There was a couple spots that I thought would be really good where I set it up facing an active beaver channel. But when I set it up there, I actually didn't get much action from the beavers. But that's the spot where we did get the video of all the raccoons kind of washing their hands in the water.
With the beavers, we have more birds. We have better success with fish spawning, especially important given Fish Creek is a feeder stream for the Bow River.
The society wants to use any video it gathers of the beavers to help educate the public on the importance of the species in the park. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
The Society says beavers actually help conserve water in the park by creating ponds for other species to drink from when the water levels are low. We've posted more information about the wildlife cameras in Fish Creek on our website. Well, the conditions would be perfect for a little park stroll the next few days. Danielle's here to give us a peek at the forecast.
Yeah, getting more perfect as we go here. If you like the warmer temperatures, because by the weekend, wow, you'll definitely feel the warmth. For right now, though, it is chilly out there, and here's why. About at the noon hour, the winds shifted and we no longer were getting that westerly flow, so we got the winds out of the north. So that's the key thing right now. Because of the winds out of the north, we dropped from +1 to -5 throughout the afternoon. So currently we are sitting at -5. Cool to start tomorrow morning once again with a wind chill of -13, but we should get just above the freezing mark in the afternoon as the winds kick in out of the west again. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Is early mandatory testing actually helping young students? The majority of teachers say no. It doesn't help them get extra help, and in some cases makes them more stressed out. And later, remembering the hockey legend known as Mr. Goalie. Former Flame Mike Vernon weighs in on his former coach, Glenn Hall. The vast majority of Alberta teachers who weighed in on new mandatory testing for young students say it's not helping children get additional support. Alberta's education minister passed a bill in December adding a legal requirement for kids to get screened and has now released the results of feedback gathered last year. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
In 2025, the province required teachers to conduct literacy and numeracy screenings for all kindergarten to grade 3 students.
I think it's great because it puts them in a situation where they're able to get extra help if they need it.
That's the idea, but many teachers say that's not happening.
Just getting them tested, they get this data handed back to them and no support in order to help these students thrive.
The province launched a survey to gather feedback. Over 3,500 people responded, most of them teachers of these students. More than 73% say the testing doesn't provide information that gets students more support. Alberta's education minister says they will consider the feedback.
So I think it's important that we do it, but if there's opportunities to tweak or fine-tune the timing, the frequency, other pieces, always happy to look at that.
He says that will include finding a way to inform families about the students' results.
When are they going to let us know? Because we are unaware about it. We have no idea.
Yeah, now that I know about it, yeah, I'm going to ask about it.
The vast majority of parents want to know where their kids are at so they can support them, if they can do some additional reading, some additional exercises at home.
The feedback also shows teachers are concerned about the time testing takes away from teaching and children being quizzed on skills they hadn't yet been taught, causing some of them distress.
They cry, they're upset, it gives them a negative connotation of school. And my colleagues are concerned about the harm that might cause students moving forward.
Some parents worry too.
It puts unnecessary pressure on young children.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Last year, the ATA provided its own feedback report outlining similar concerns.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's check back in with Danielle now for our 5-day forecast. Looks pretty good.
Yep. A key thing, though, about the last couple of hours is we sure dropped fast. We got up to +1 earlier today, and then the winds switched, and we quickly plummeted down to -5 with a wind chill around -12 right now. So certainly a bite in the ear in comparison to what we had earlier today. -1 is the temperature in Lethbridge, -2 in Medicine Hat, and -4 in Pincher Creek. Drumheller in the minus double digits, just the base temperature, feeling closer to about -16 with that wind chill. Here's a look at the wind gusts that we had out there today. The max gust closer to 60 in Pincher Creek, closer to 70 in Lethbridge, and everywhere else around that 30 to 40 mark. As we fast forward to tomorrow, it will be calmer for most communities. So we're not expecting gusts in any of these communities, just a wind speed around 20 kilometers per hour sustained. So not a very gusty day, but it should be enough to get us above the freezing mark in Calgary in the afternoon because it will be out of the west starting in the late morning hours. 70 kilometers per hour for Pincher Creek and 60 for Lethbridge. So gusty in that corridor once again for tomorrow, but temperatures will be quite warm as well because of that. We do have a few flurries that have been moving through. It's already passed through the QE2 area. We've already seen a couple isolated snowflakes in the city, and now this is tracking to the south. So Lethbridge will see see this throughout the evening hours, already seeing a little bit, and then it will track into Medicine Hat. This really isn't anything significant. It's just a quick burst of flurries, and then it's out of the way. So tracking tonight through the Lethbridge area and Medicine Hat by about 3:34 in the morning, as you can see right here. But then this is completely out of the province by about 6 in the morning. So by 9, mainly sunny skies in the city to kick off the day. Keep in mind, the melting that happened, that's all starting to freeze. So icy spots, certainly the thing to deal with tomorrow when off to work and school. Also a bit of a chilly start. We're looking at chilly starts for the rest of the week with a wind chill of -13 in the morning. But because the winds will start to kick in out of the west in the late morning hours, that should get us up to +1 by the afternoon. All right, check this out. For the weekend, at least 9 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. And as we head into next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday, our daytime highs will range between 9 and 10 degrees. Wow. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
Thank you, Danielle. Tension has gripped Minneapolis. Protests expanding after an ICE agent fatally shoots a woman and the government defends it. And later, if you're already feeling the January blues, we've got something to perk you up. Our trending videos are still to come. We have breaking news in Portland tonight. Police there confirmed 2 people, a man and a woman, are in hospital after being shot by federal agents. On social media, the FBI Portland office says the shooting involved Customs and Border Protection agents, and they are leading the investigation. In Minneapolis, there is growing outrage after the fatal shooting of a woman in her car by an ICE officer, and all of it caught on camera. The Trump administration is quick to justify the shooting of the mother of 3. Others see the deadly incident quite differently. CTV's Joy Malbon reports.
ICE go home! ICE go home!
Tensions are high in Minneapolis. Armed, masked ICE officers using pepper spray and what appears to be gas on protesters outside of a federal immigration building.
What did he do?
Demonstrators demanding ICE get out of their city after the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good, a mother and American citizen.
I watched in absolute horror as I saw a woman who was clearly trying to get away, gunned down.
Homeland Security says Good was blocking ICE agents with her SUV on disturbing video from several angles.
No!
She backs up. Agents shout and grab the door. She drives forward. As the car turns, shots are fired.
You're not that.
Even before an investigation, the Trump administration, even the president himself, declared the shooting was justified, telling the New York Times Renee Good had behaved horribly. The vice president quickly blamed the mother, insisting a paid network of far-left radicals are responsible.
What young mother shows up and decides they're going to throw their car in front of ICE officers who are enforcing legitimate law? You've got to be a little brainwashed.
As mostly peaceful crowds marched, state and local officials blasted the Trump administration, saying the FBI has cut them out of the investigation.
People in positions of power have already passed judgment. It feels now that Minnesota has been taken out of the investigation. It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome.
Minnesota's governor again pleaded with the Trump administration to leave his state alone to de-escalate the situation. Instead, the president plans to send another 100 ICE agents in. Joy Malbon, CTV News, Washington.
The U.S. has decided to withdraw from dozens of international organizations after the Americans complained of mismanagement. In a memo shared by the White House, the decision to withdraw from 66 UN and international organizations came after a review of which ones are thought to be contrary to the interests of the United States. The U.S. has been complaining for years of the mismanagement of many of the organizations. The government has not stepped away from major organizations like the World Bank and the UN Refugee Agency. NASA is taking the rare step of ending a space mission early and returning a crew on board the International Space Station to Earth. The crew is comprised of 2 Americans, a Russian and a Japanese astronaut. One of them fell ill Wednesday, though is now stable. Due to privacy concerns, NASA won't say which astronaut is affected or the nature of the medical situation. A steamy hockey romance has become Crave's most watched original series. The Canadian drama is a big hit, and not just in this country. That's next. There is a buzz about Canadian hockey drama Heated Rivalry, a show described as shifting the conversation over inclusivity in sports. And it's become an international sensation in just weeks. CTV's Heather Wright now on the show's success and cultural significance.
And welcome to the show, Heated Rivalry.
Hudson Williams sat down on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night and cracked a Canada dry. His Heated Rivalry character's beverage of choice, and a reminder of where one of the biggest shows on the planet comes from.
Is it sinking in how big this show is? No.
Showcasing the two most talked about prospects in the world.
Heated Rivalry, the breakout show about hockey rivals that develop an off-ice romance, debuted last fall, winning praise for its heartfelt depiction of LGBTQ2S+ relationships and sparking discussions about representation in both TV and sport.
To have this kind of a romance story portrayed inside the context of men's professional hockey at the highest level, I think will have an impact.
The show has exploded in popularity, the talk of group chats and Tinseltown.
You guys made amazing original shows that everyone couldn't stop talking about until that gay hockey show from Canada came along.
And go ahead, Connor.
The show is an all-Canadian export, based on a book by a Canadian author, set in Canada, filmed in Canada, and produced by Crave, a subsidiary of Bell Media, which also owns CTV. Film critic Richard Krause says Heated Rivalry is an example that Canada can be more than just Hollywood North.
We're not just a production house for Hollywood productions to come here and shoot things. We can generate shows that can find a global audience.
Heated Rivalry has been picked up for a second season. That is the good news for fans. The bad news is that season 2 is not set to be released until next year. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
See what's trending tonight. It's important to get your steps in every day. That isn't always easy, especially when it's cold outside.
This made my day.
I knew that would get you. There's no excuse if you have a treadmill at home. Look at those little legs go. This is Milton. He throws on his headband. He's probably got some music playing, and he is dedicated. He wants to get his steps in and hit his fitness goals.
Jasper, guess what we're doing tonight? Getting on the treadmill.
If those little legs can do it, we can all do it.
Exactly. Well, if you aren't afraid of a little snow and cold, then it's easy to stay in shape. This is Willie. He doesn't worry about the cold. In fact, he can't wait to get outside and help to shovel all those flips, help him work off all the Christmas snacks.
Now, that's another thing Jasper likes to do.
Is catch snow.
He loves doing that,
Yeah.
yes. So I guess I'm going to have to, he's going to be busy.
He is going to be busy.
Treadmill,
Yeah.
chasing snow.
He must be very svelte.
No, he's not. Stayed indoors too long.
Well, let's be honest. No one really wants to sit beside a crying baby on an airplane, so you want to be seated next to a guy like this. No tears for this guy. This is 8-month-old Harrison taking his first trip. Big smile on his face. His mom says this was a 9-hour flight and he didn't sleep once. He didn't take not even one little nap.
Really? 9 hours of peekaboo, huh?
9 hours of peekaboo. He would be entertaining everyone sitting around.
9 hours without sleep. I want to see how he is when he got to his destination.
Yeah.
Then he slept. But everyone on that row near him probably melted.
Absolutely entertained for 9 hours for sure. We'll talk about a room with a view. In fact, every room has a view. Stay with us for a sneak peek inside the Foothills Hospital Home Lottery new prize home.
CTV Ski Report, sponsored by Castle Mountain Resort, celebrating 60 years of skiing in the South Canadian Rockies.
Skywatch weather camera, we had a lovely day. We got to our high of 1 degree at 2 in the afternoon, and then the winds quickly shifted around just after that noon hour, and that dropped our temperature pretty quickly. So you can expect temperatures to fluctuate over these next 48 hours. We'll get the winds out of the west, then they'll die down, and then temperatures will cool, and then they may pick back up again here and there. So again, our high was 1 today. We're currently at -5 with a wind chill around -11, -12. So a little bit of a bite in the air right now. And as you can see, temperatures all around and wind chills, -10 in Claresholm, -14 in Drumheller, -10 in Pincher Creek, -8 is what it feels like in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. So a little chilly at this point, but it was mild at some point earlier today in most communities. All right, we did have just a little flurry activity that moved through Calgary that is mainly out, but there's still the potential of seeing a couple more isolated snowflakes as we head through the evening and early overnight hours. Again, no accumulation, but you may see a couple snowflakes. For tomorrow morning, starting the day off at -13 with the wind chills, so it's a cool start, but we'll get those winds out of the west kicking in the late morning once again, and that should be enough at 20 kilometers per hour to carry us up to +1 in the afternoon. Your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. Okay, a little dance around most communities. 3 for Kamloops tomorrow, 6 for Kelowna, -4 for Edmonton, and heading further south, -6 in Drumheller, -8 is a high for Coronation, 2 in Lethbridge, 1 in Pincher Creek with gusts 60 to 70 kilometers per hour there. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Alberta's doctors are calling for the province to declare a state of emergency to address long wait times and capacity concerns. Wait times over a 24-hour stretch beginning on Wednesday were noticeably high. At different periods, Alberta Health Services showed a 5 to 10-hour wait at Calgary hospitals. An update on repairs to the burst feeder main line. Crews have replaced the damaged section, but it will still take days of testing and pressure stabilization before water can flow safely again. A brazen robbery at a jewelry store in Dalhousie. This afternoon, several men broke display cases and then took off in a waiting pickup truck. No one was hurt. Police are now looking for the culprits. Canadian exports to the U.S. fell in October to the lowest level ever recorded when you exclude the pandemic. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez.
Canada's overall trade balance went from a surplus in September to a deficit in October. Statistics Canada puts the deficit at $583 million, with Canadians importing more computers, smartphones, and other electronics in October. And that offset gains in unwrought gold Canada exported to countries, excluding the U.S. The trading partners we exported the most to, the U.K. and the U.S. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 72.14. West Texas Intermediate is up $1.77 to 57.76. Western Canadian Select is down $1.62 to 41.43. And the TSX gained back 243 points today, ending the day at 32,378. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
A hospice south of Calgary is now able to care for twice as many patients. A grand opening today for the expansion of the Foothills Country Hospice. In October, the facility grew from 8 beds to 16 for people near the end of their lives and their families. The expansion will help the hospice reduce any wait lists for care.
We are so excited to celebrate the community and the donors and the support of government that helped this dream become a reality, and we're so grateful for them being with us today to mark this milestone.
During the 2.5 years of planning and construction, the hospice was able to continue operating. The latest edition of the Foothills Hospital Home Lottery is now underway. This year's grand prize show home is a $3.2 million European-style home in Harmony Lake. That's just west of Calgary. The lakefront home features 5 beds, 7 baths, and a private gym. All tickets purchased will help support surgical innovation.
We're that extra piece that can help invest in new equipment so that it, does reduce the wait times, gives people access to the best care possible, best surgeries possible, so that they can have minimally invasive surgeries that are going to help them get that access sooner, but also go home faster and have easier recovery time. So it really does help take some of the pressure off the system.
Among the other 1,500 prizes, a $1.3 million condo in Canmore. You can find out more at foothillshospitalhomelottery.com. He used to be a top player with the Calgary Hitmen. Now Brandon Cosin is back home behind the bench coaching the Canucks. Glenn has his story next. A dazzling sight in Western Greenland today. An airport camera about 50 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle caught the northern lights. This area gets about 300 clear nights a year, making it one of the best places in the world to see the natural phenomenon. The aurora borealis is caused by disturbances in the Earth's magnetosphere. The 5-game road trip did not get off to a great start for the Calgary Flames. Glenn is back with us now. And Glenn, they were totally dominated last night in Montreal.
Tara, the Canadians really took it to the Flames last night, but the Flames have to have a short memory as they're right back in action tonight against the Boston Bruins. But another tough start for the Flames tonight. First period, Tanner Jeannot drops to Sean Corrali. He'll fire it past Dustin Wolf, who's making his 8th straight start. Devin Cooley still not 100%. Bruins added the lead later in the first. Check out this pass here from David Pasternak to Elias Lindholm. No chance for Wolf. All Bruins in this one. It's a physical game as well. Former hitman Mark Kastelik hammers Michael Backlund into the boards. Kastelik, maybe have to answer for that one a little later. Bruins don't open up a 3-0 lead in this game. Watch this play. Mason Lohrei, nice fake, and he wires it past Wolf. What a rough outing for the Flames. 3-0 Bruins at that point. Casey Mittelstadt has made it 4-0 for Boston, but the Flames finally respond as Connor Zary picks up his 7th of the season. Boston leads 4-1 after 2. Calgary Canucks have just one game this weekend. They're at home to the Drumheller Dragons on Saturday night. The Canucks coaching staff has changed a bit this year. Former Hitman scoring star, one of their coaches. Brendan Kozin was a scoring machine for the Calgary Hitmen. In 217 games, he scored 92 goals and added 170 assists. Kozin played 20 games with the Toronto Maple Leafs before heading overseas to the Continental Hockey League.
Far side to Brandon Kozin and over the line. Kozin in the slot, scores!
Kozin's back home now, and he's traded in his stick for a whistle. He's an assistant coach with the Calgary Canucks.
Yeah, I think it was something that I always kind of had interest in while I was playing. I always knew that maybe I would have an interest in it, and I think that there's a lot that I've learned throughout my times of playing, and I just think I want to give that knowledge back to the younger generation.
Kozin wasn't on the ice on this day. He's nursing an injured foot. Head coach Matt Robinson says he's really helped players on the offensive side of the game.
Everything from practice to going over video, and he does video one-on-one with guys a lot, and just figuring out those small details in the game that can really help you offensively.
Kozin's been a big help to players like Calgarian Nicholas Anisimowicz. The 19-year-old had previously played some games in the AHL with Canmore and Bonnyville and didn't put up much offense. In 27 games this year, he has 14 goals and 9 assists and says Kozin has helped him a great deal.
For me, it's all the extra stuff after practice and showing me what to do, how to improve the little parts of my game and what I can do better.
Coaching is now in Brandon Kozin's blood, and he says he'll take it as far as he can.
Yeah, I think anytime I do something, I try and dive headfirst into it. I have goals for myself to try and get to the highest level that I can, and I think that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, the standings are tight in the AJHL South Division. Camrose Kodiaks lead the way with 36 points. The Canucks, Canmore Eagles, and Drumheller Dragons just 1 point behind them. Well, it was a Calgary sweep at the Junior National Figure Skating Championships in Gatineau, Quebec. Parker Heidrich of the Glencoe Club blew past the competition to capture gold on the men's side, and Leah Cho, also of the Glencoe Club, continues her dominance. Cho smashed her own total points record, ending up with a personal best 199.60 points, easily won gold for the second year in a row. The hockey legend, known as Mr. Goalie, has died. Glenn Hall played in the NHL in the 50s, 60s, and early 70s, and was one of the last goaltenders to play without a mask. He was later a goalie coach here in Calgary with the Flames. He spent most of his life in Stony Plain, where the local arena is named in his honor. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
They play all the time in Stony Plain, but today's game of shinny is more meaningful than usual for these players after learning local legend Glenn Hall has died at 94.
This is his barn, right? It's named after him. He's played here. He's from here.
It's a big icon. It's an NHL icon, Hall of Famer.
Every time you come in, you feel his presence here, and just kind of go out there today of all days. It kind of feels nice, like you're kind of almost with him in a way.
Glenn Hall was born in Humboldt, Saskatchewan, but he and his family called Stony Plain home for more than 50 years.
It was just his character, his focus on family, his focus on community. Those are the things that trickled down.
The arena bears his name, and a large mural on the outside depicts his life and hockey career. The accolades are almost endless for Hall. Over 18 years with 3 different teams in the NHL, he earned awards for top rookie, best goalie, 7 All-Star appearances, and a Stanley Cup with the Blackhawks. He also inspired players who came after him, like Cam Connor, with his record 502 consecutive games played, more if you count the playoffs.
He was always a soft-spoken man, very gentle, and probably a little crazy because who is going to play a net without a mask?
In retirement, Hall was always in the community. His grandson Grant recalls the attention and respect he received in Stony Plain.
I'd see that every time I went to visit him, and I know normal grandpas aren't signing 200 pucks over a 6-pack of beer, but I mean, it was always special when he was around, very supportive.
Stevenson and the rest of the family are thankful for the kind comments and tributes they've seen for Hall since his death, now reflecting on the little moments that made him special to them.
Some of my best memories as a kid is his time spent on the farm with Grandpa Glenn, driving around in his truck, teaching us how to drive, or golfing with us in the front yard, stuff like that, skating on the slough.
Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Stony Plain.
We mentioned Hall was a goalie coach here in Calgary and won a Stanley Cup with the Flames in 1989. Hall was Mike Vernon's goalie coach, but Vernon says he never went on the ice with him. Hall encouraged the young Vernon and made him believe in himself and helped make him the goalie that he was. Vernon says Hall wasn't only a great goalie coach, he was also an amazing person.
You know, Glenn Hall, the legend, yeah, but it's the first time I met him. He was genuine, sincere, like he was just like I said, a great human being.
So nice to talk to Mike about Glenn Hall. Rave reviews, obviously, about the man.
Sounds like a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Glenn. Okay, final peek of the weather, Danielle.
Also, I would say rave reviews about the longer-term forecast here because we're headed into quite the warm stretch. It's a longer-term warm stretch. Tomorrow, cool to start, -13 with the wind chill when off to work and school. Also, a lot of ice patches out there on sidewalks and roads because we had some melting today, and that's freezing right now as temperatures are plummeting. In the afternoon, the winds will start to kick in out of the west again, getting us up to +1, and then really kick in for the weekend. About 9 degrees for a daytime high Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday as well. And in fact, this will carry into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So get ready for it. All right, Weather Window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. Richard Sushelnitsky sent this one in from Inglewood. He says, nice walk, cappuccinos with his friend. Not a bad day yesterday.
Looks pretty perfect. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.